taste. This is some of the only remaining rail.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's really just concrete dust over it. So it shows you how much debris. That's the top of the rail. So under there, of course, is, you know, the wood and the ties and everything else. Once you get here too, we have remnants of the electrification system. So these were interurbans running on electrical lines. So the rails on the ground, of course, were more structural. This is the power system.
Is there any paranormal stories or folkloric stories of these tunnels?
You know, in a way there are, but they're so sub-community based. Most of the stories that I hear, if we're talking about the whole city of Rochester, they're wrong. Like, none of them are true. So these mythic crimes that have taken place here, and these like hordes and hordes of homeless communities, none of that is actually true. There are some lovely stories. In the 80s, a homeless community did form. They were not, in fact, a community otherwise, but because they would stay down here in the night, they would meet at sundown after a day at work, come down here together, stay close for safety. So it created a community that otherwise wouldn't have been there. And when you talk to people, they're like, no, we weren't friends. That's what we did. We kept each other safe. Very interesting. So this was an enclosed station. This is the track on one side, track on the other side. This one had, if you do look around a little, and again, it's forensics, but you will see the light fixtures that are still around. As we go a bit further in this way, you'll see where the turnstiles were, bathrooms, locker rooms, ticket taking booths, waiting room seating areas. All of that was right here in this little box. They put in these like funnel systems that just poured the concrete in and around from the top like a mold to make the mushroom tops.
Strange.
So it is the upkeep of these things that makes it a need on the part of the city to consider destroying this space. So despite all its historic value, they basically have to upkeep even rooms because that's Broad Street. So one of our major did was seal off the top. But throughout time, they've been taking large chunks out. In fact, most of the platforms are removed really just to get construction trucks down here. So a lot of this is just practical. We blame Gideon and the firemen because they have to get their fire trucks down here. So. yeah, it's a safety thing. So as our trucks and everything got wider, and this obviously is new ground here, all that's been put in for the construction and emergency vehicles. Actually starts over here, and it goes all the way to here. And this is actually just newer water damage that has happened here in like the last decade. So about a decade ago, in order to read this, there were no flashlights like this. So when the writer put this up, none of us could read it without walking like a typewriter. So in order to see this with the skill of what flashlights, we would literally be like, reading along to get here and come back. So it was very much sort of a part of the experiential aspect. So the reason you can read it at all now is people have been trying to recreate it. So ever since it got damaged and folks just started writing over it not knowing it was there, community members have been trying to bring back the original writing.
There
Without lighting you couldn't take a whole photo, so it's like chunks at a time. And half has now been filled in and destroyed, but this half is here. This one is fun. Obviously the top of it is gone, but if you come over here, and you've got lots of good walls. This is one of the comparisons of items. This is a brand new double stairway that will go out both directions and use the antenna. Using that same handrails. Here, so obviously all the wood steps and everything are gone. Those wood steps will come all the way past these pillars to the platform, and you can see bits of track here as well.
This is from the Kia Boys, I believe.
That sounds about right.
They bought stolen cars and also this boat down here. Wasn't this the Kia boys?
Oh my god, it's friggin' Maui's fishing.
That's amazing. Isn't it wonderful?
In our heart of hearts, you and I are both kind of rats.
Yeah. Listen, if the apocalypse ever does come, I know where I'll go.
Listen, if anyone's food can survive the apocalypse, it's McDonald's.
Surviving on a strict diet of garbage plates.